pretty cool that we live in an age of wonderful technology. Some use it for good, some use it for ill purposes. But one of the things I like is now that I'm running my own company, one of the things that I'm forced to do is to be creative with what I have. And wherever I'm in the world, I try to enforce that level of creativity on myself that just forces me to think outside the box. On this particular occasion, I'm in the US. I'm actually in Chicago, as it happens right now, and I'm doing some work for a client out here. So I've packed accordingly. I've got my clothes, obviously. I've got my gear, and one of the clients that I'm serving in the UK has approached me and said, Norf, could you put some voiceovers together for me? Yep, fine, I can do that. When do you want the voiceovers by? We'd like them this week, please. Oh, this is the week that I'm actually out in Chicago. And because I'm running my own company, I don't want to disappoint any clients that I have. And so it's forced me to really think creatively. Now, fortunately, they don't want a video, which is fine, because I'm not in Tightspot Studios, as you can tell right now. And all they want is voiceover. Now, because I've prepared accordingly to serve this client here in the US, I brought a couple of microphones with me, one of which is this lavalier microphone which plugs into the DJI, which is connected to the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And I've also brought another microphone with me, fortunately, so I'm able to serve not just my client here in the US, but I'm also able to serve my client which is back in the UK. So what I've done is I've said to my client, absolutely, I can provide these voiceovers for you. But as you have just put together, I'm not in Tightspot Studios. I don't have my Shure SM7DB. I don't have my Rode NT1 5th generation because I wasn't expecting to do any voiceovers. However, because I have to think creatively, how do I do this? So the microphone that I have with me is the Deity S Mic 2, and it's phantom powered. I've also brought a couple of cameras with me. One of those cameras is the Sony FX3, and I also bought the top mount, the handle, which has all of the audio components inside. So that's all good and well. I've got a microphone that will probably work for voiceovers, but where do I record these voiceovers? I could record them in my hotel room, but typically inside a hotel room, there are the soft clicks and buzzes and hums of technology. Because I've worked here and I'm working for another client, I could record it on the client premises. Absolutely not. That is not what I do. That also is not authentic or appropriate, given that I'm now running my own company. So I'm not going to do it at my client's premises. One of the places that's relatively quiet at the moment is where? Yeah, right here, inside this hire car, inside this rental car. And the car that I'm driving is a Ford Escape. So it's relatively small, it's fairly well decked out in terms of plushness, it's got part leather seats, it's a nice car. The beautiful thing about it is that this Ford Escape is relatively quiet. So I'm going to try my hand at recording these voiceovers for my client in the UK whilst I'm in the US, in the rental car that I have, which is a Ford Escape. Let's see if I can make it work. First, what I need to do is go and find a quiet place to record these voiceovers, and I think I may have found such a place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that this place is quiet and that I'm able to use this spot here. And once I've done that, I'm going to go to the boot of my car, the trunk they say here, and I'm going to get the FX3 out, and I'm going to get out the S Mic 2, plug it all in, put it on a tripod, put it in the passenger footwell, and set it up to see how it will work. Once I've got it set up, I'll show you what I've done. Okay, so I think I've found a relatively quiet spot to record these voiceovers. How does that sound? I think this might work. So let me get all this gear out, let me set it up, and let's see how we go. So here's the rig I'm using. It's an FX3. I thought I would just put my 16 to 35 GM2 lens on the front of it just to capture the video anyway. But the main thing is that I'm using the DonVayei S Mic 2 shotgun microphone. It's a regular length shotgun microphone, but I've also had to use the FX3 top handle in order to power the microphone, because the microphone needs 48 volts phantom power. Inside the car, and I'll show you this in just a second, inside the car I've set up my tripod just so I've got the shotgun mic facing my mouth, and it'll be nice and quiet in there. But that is the rig. So let's see if it works. All right, so I've now switched cameras. The DJI is still over here, but I've now switched cameras, and more importantly, I'm using the DonVayei S Mic 2, the shotgun microphone. The reason I want to use that is because it's probably the most high quality microphone that I have in my kit whilst I'm here in the US, because I wasn't expecting to do these voiceovers here for my UK client, but they're a great client. I want to support them, so I'm using what I can to bring to life what they need when they need it. So if I just quickly grab my smartphone here, you can see what the setup looks like. That's my kit, that's what I'm using. It's a great piece of kit, plus I've also got the DJI just over there as well. I've also got a set of headphones plugged in because I want to monitor what I sound like. The video isn't the most important part of this, but I'm only doing this just because you're here and I want to show you kind of what this all looks like. So this is the setup. I'm now going to go and do these voiceovers, and as soon as they're done, I will come back and let you know how it's all gone. And there you have it, voiceovers done in a super quiet space. I am elated that I thought maybe, just maybe, a Ford Escape doubles up as a voiceover studio if you're caught short. The upshot here is, even though you may not have everything that you need to be creative, without having those things, it does force you to be creative. So that's the mode that I try to operate in. That's the mode that I try to run my business in. And I wonder if you could also do the same. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to try and find where my hotel is now. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'm sure it was around here somewhere. I'm absolutely convinced of it. I'm sure it is. I wonder if they've moved my hotel. Surely not. This might work. If not, that's me sleeping on a park bench.